What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Kinda Funny on GameSpot's co-op stage at E3 2017. How are you, audience? That's what I like to hear. You were loud enough that the one guy playing Tekken was like, what? And turned around. But now he's right back to Tekken 7 asking his questions. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the Pure One, Tim Geddes.
Let's him host.
And from Easy Allies, Brandon Jones.
Hey. Oh.
Love and respect.
Thanks for having me.
Is your mic on? Talk into it. Well, not if you don't talk.
I think so.
There we go.
You're not
We're
here.
getting some Brandon Jones love. I like it. I like it.
How are you,
Plugged
Mr.
in.
Jones?
Excellent.
How
Having a great time.
has E3 been treating the Allies?
Really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. No big complaints so far. I think we're really digging everything that we're seeing. So.
All right.
Awesome. Awesome.
Now, Tim.
Yes.
What you wanted to bring to this segment was arguments.
Yes. I want
want-
controversy.
Oh, let's do it.
You want to argue about who had the best conference.
The best press conference of E3 2017. Now, real quick, who had the best conference this year? That's not even a question. Get hyped, everybody. Nintendo is back. They brought Mario. They brought Metroid Prime. They announced a new Pokemon. Yes. Thank you. Where's Nintendo? There's Nintendo. They're behind us. You probably can't see that. Section's over. We're done.
We'll figure that out. It was a
Segment.
great
Wow,
segment. That was
all right.
cool.
Brandon, do you agree that Nintendo ran away with it?
Well, I still have yet to see Ubisoft in its entirety, and I thought that's what I hear is the front runner.
A lot of
What's-
people
give me
are
that
saying
face.
that.
Really?
Rooster Teeth thinks that they're the winner for sure.
Rooster Teeth's paid off. I said it.
So wait, okay, so challenge. You want to debate? See, what did you like out of Pokemon from the Nintendo? Like what?
Just the fact that we know that it's coming. I understand that
What the heck
sounds
is that,
empty. We're getting
It's
a
an announcement.
core console Pokemon game made by Game Freak.
Right.
This isn't Poké Tournament. This isn't some, Pikachu and Magikarp friends or whatever the hell. This is a core Pokemon game on a console. HD.
great.
Come on.
It's
Although
I
it's
mean,
But
ways
did you
away.
think it wasn't happening? Like, were you concerned that they're finally done with that Pokemon
It
franchise?
wasn't. I don't think it was the concern that it wasn't happening. It was the belief, because they lied, of just nothing like that would happen at this
Well,
conference.
I'll tell you about a lie. This is something that pisses me off when I see in press conferences.
Sure.
I hate the I just happened to be at my desk. Thanks for coming by. Like, let me tell you that. Like, I
Yeah.
hate the staging of.
Yeah.
I was just drawing Pikachu here.
No,
I know you weren't,
presentation
like,
is
come
very,
on.
very important. But let me take you back, Brandon. The reason I'm excited about this, the reason it's important for them to announce it, because you say, oh, obviously they're doing this.
Right.
Do you remember the Wii U? Not many people do.
I tell you, yeah.
I remember when it first came and it was like, you know what? This launch doesn't seem good. Next E3, we're going to get our Metroid game. They're going to announce a Pokemon console game.
Right.
We're going to get the next Mario, like the next big thing. No, it never happened. We didn't get that. So now that the Switch has come out, we've gotten great launch game. There's a couple other things happening. We know we're getting the next big Mario, and it's awesome.
yeah.
We now know that the Pokemon's coming.
Right.
There's like all their major franchises are coming sooner than later,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
I'm going to hit you on a technicality, though,
Get me.
because the Metroid Return of Samus was technically not in the Nintendo Spotlight.
Which I'm okay
It was on the
with.
stage.
I'm totally
So you
okay
try to
with
just
that.
sneak that in there, and I'm not buying it.
No, I don't. No, Metroid Prime. I'm
Well,
talking
Prime
about
4,
Metroid
of course.
Prime.
Yeah.
No, the Return of Samus. That's awesome.
Which
but
I
I
think,
agree.
honestly, I think was the more exciting announcement. Not that that game's going to be better than Prime, but we saw it. They played
You're
like
right.
a lot
It
of
looked
it.
ugly. It's on DS. It's dead to me. I don't need it.
I hear you.
We'll see.
I won't be playing it, but I am excited for Metroid fans.
Now here's the thing. Taking my fanboyism back a bit. I understand. Yeah.
A fanboy of Nintendo?
I understand that a lot of the announcements made of the Nintendo thing that I'm really excited about are things that are years away and they're just kind of empty, right? It's logos or literally just a guy drawing Pikachu. I get that, but on top of that, we get Mario, we get Fire Emblem Warriors coming up, we get all this stuff, and I feel like they did a really good job of kind of letting us know what the rest of the year looks like and giving us a glimpse into the future. And I think that was a really important question that I had as a fan that they answered.
Yeah.
Now, getting off of Nintendo for a second, I feel like a lot of the other conferences, I don't think there was a bad conference this year. I think they were all at least good.
Sure, EA was a little frustrating, and Bethesda was super short.
Yeah, but
EA's was just so traditional in terms of like, hey, we're EA, and here are all the games you know about, and we'll promise you Star Wars, we'll promise you Star Wars. Here's way too much Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the trailer's great. Here's 30 minutes of
Did you say
multiplayer.
way
I'm like,
too much
"Ooh,
Star
I don't know
Wars?"
if I need to see 30 minutes of multiplayer.
30 minutes of Battlefront 2 was a bit much in the conference.
But it was one of the only, honestly, live, we have no
Sure.
control over how this is going to play out demos that we saw in any of those
and
press
that's a perfect
conferences.
example why you shouldn't do that in a press conference.
You don't like that excitement, that
No,
vibe?
I
that guy
feel-
that Darth Maul legitimately got 34 kills live.
And
Like,
That's awesome.
We saw him own that match. That was not rehearsed.
But to me, that is a post-conference, if you want to see this here.
Sure. Okay.
I keep saying that press conferences are kind of like when you watch a movie and see all the trailers before it. You don't have a choice of what trailers are put in front of you, but that forces you to watch all of them and be exposed to things that you might not have ever clicked on or seen before. But with the press conference, I feel like they're coming out and they're going to announce games, announce games, announce games. When they focus for way too long on one, you're alienating so many people. And I feel like EA still doesn't quite get that when they come out. Because I understand that Madden needs to be there and that NBA Live needs to be there and FIFA, obviously.
Right.
But why does that take up 45 minutes?
Sure.
It could take up 10.
What's the impact? It's really hard for me to gauge. Is that like I know FIFA has a huge audience. I know they're really excited about getting updates. But are they really tuning into this conference? Like, are they really like the audience is now the time to really focus on them?
Yeah.
Well, it's trying to juggle that pre-show, post-show. How do you do it? Because Sony did the same thing Nintendo did, which is just like you have this conference where all eyes are on you, but then Sony used their pre-show to announce, a release date or show everybody's golf. Show all these different things that people wanted. Announce Supermassive games, one of their 3 or whatever, and then Nintendo, at the end is putting the Return of Samus there. It's like, taking all these announcements that you would traditionally see as just a sizzle reel. I think you would have had more eyes on it. Shuhei was on the show early, and he was talking about the fact of like, if you didn't watch our pre-show, it is up on YouTube. We announced a bunch of games.
Yeah.
There. And it's like, well, that's maybe the problem in terms of marketing that information. Like, there's got to be a way to deliver that in a fast, here we go.
See, I disagree because I feel like, especially with the Nintendo thing, I think that putting it after the conference gave Nintendo another spike of news stories. And it was another moment of like, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, but I think they let that message not get out the right way, right? It was people tweeting about it of like, hey, I work for Nintendo, you need to see this. It seemed to be a last-minute sound the klaxons, everybody get over here and look at it, right? In the same way that then EA had it misbalanced, I think, of having that giant piece of Star Wars there that I think would have been better served of. Awesome fucking trailer for Battlefront, then, hey, everybody, we're signing off, but if you want to watch 30 minutes of Battlefront, stay right here.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh, yeah, right. And I think even Nintendo's thing should have ended then, like, hey, Mario's great. Everything's thank you all. We're going to legitimately announce 5 new games in this post-show at Treehouse, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Whereas PlayStation, I'm a pretty big PlayStation fan, and I totally missed the messaging that they were going to announce stuff during the pre-show. Like, what audience are you serving?
Do you think that is directly combating like jokers like us that do our own pre-show? Sony's like, no, we're going to, like, you can talk about what we're going to do, but we're actually going to do stuff. So you're going to watch us and...
Yes, no, I think it's the ever-changing landscape that is video games, where it's like, people are learning the power. PlayStation knows the power now with PSX of activating your fan base, and they will come and they will support you and da-da-da. How do you do that at E3? I think next year they're going to have hey, there's the press conference, but in the parking lot there is an open to the public thing where we will announce stuff and you can watch along live with us. Because they need to manage this, where now we have 15,000 fans here who are treating it like a PAX or like a PSX. You can double down on that and use that in a really interesting way. And I think it's interesting to see people struggle with that.
What do you think about, like, comparing something, like Aonuma being like, oh, I have the Master Sword in my hand. How did that happen? Versus like Ubisoft, like Miyamoto running on stage with the cannons and like just that. Like that was what I think I liked about Ubisoft is it had heart, it had character, it had passion. Like they weren't just like a couple of like legitimate emotional highlights. Like it just kind of felt the commitment. I really felt it the whole way through.
My thing is, I feel like presentation for a press conference is one of the pillars, one of the most important things. Obviously, the games are
presentation
up there.
important to you, Tim? Is that something that you focus on?
Absolutely. I think when it comes down to it, that the Bethesda conference did such a good job of getting in and out and making things fun and to just segue to things. And we might have known everything from it, but it was presented in a way that I feel respected our time. And there wasn't stupid gimmicky stuff. And like the Bethesda Land stuff was the glue that held it all together. Whereas I feel like Nintendo Directs, they still kind of have those awkward moments that
But isn't that what we love about Nintendo?
No,
I feel like that's part of the charm.
Like.
Reggie coming out and being like, "Look,"
on the beach
and like everything's
like,
falling down around him in this weird computerized world, and he's got a Switch. You're just like, "All right, you're Nintendo still."
Yeah.
Oh, I have a sword.
Like,
Interesting.
Him being like, "Here's when the Splatoon tournament's going to happen." It's like maybe not in your only 25
See,
minutes.
why doesn't that double back? I would think to, hey, that's part of a Treehouse announcement. We're going to really talk about what that is, or a pre-show thing of like a sizzle reel telling you over and over and over again of like, this is this tournament. This.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in terms of content, Nintendo's the clear winner. I think in terms of presentation, they're not. I think that it's a toss-up between Bethesda and Sony. I thought Sony really stepped up their game this year in terms of making it entertaining to watch. And yeah, they lacked a lot of the gut punches that we're used to the last couple of years for them.
We're spoiled.
But, I mean, Shadow of the Colossus remake, like that was a genuine surprise for me, where I would have never thought that was going to happen. And that's awesome.
That was I was talking to somebody about it today, right? Of like, oh man, you didn't like the PlayStation press conference. Like, no, it's not that I didn't like it. It's just after Grand Slam after Grand Slam after Grand Slam to hit a home run, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Good job hitting one. You know what I mean? Like it's like, it was a solid conference. I liked all those games.
And especially being here now and seeing those games and like being able to look at them and like see behind closed doors, it's like these games are gonna be amazing.
In terms of conferences, like personally, it's the library I'm most excited about. It's the one that where the majority of games spoke to me, but I can't, when I'm watching the Nintendo one, be taken aback by that. Well, when they surprised us, when it was that first game that was 2018. They were like, whoa, you said you weren't going to do that. And then like, no, here it goes. And that was awesome. That was a cool moment.
What was your read on Microsoft?
I thought it was fun. I think we were talking about flow. Like, I think they actually do a good job of, I love the theater. I love the shrine when Sony had it there because it really gets a sense like we're at the opera of video games now. But it does get a little, relentless and kind of tiring when it's just like another trailer, another trailer, another trailer. And I do love that because it gets right to the point. But like I know some people that hated the Bethesda Land, motif, but I liked it because it does kind of guide things. There is like you can see the transition moving from one thing to another, and I think just presentation-wise, Xbox does a good job of that. Like now we're up in the corner over there, and now we're over here, and now we're gonna bring player, unknown over on this side.
Yeah.
So I thought it just had a nice flow that way.
And I thought they did a great job of having quantity of games. Like there was like when they came out and they're like we're gonna have 42. It's like man, like this is getting real. They mean business with this. I feel like they did a pretty good job of getting out of the X conversation pretty quickly, where it's like, here's what it is. You either want it or you don't. Let's get to the games.
Who's gonna buy an Xbox One X? Well,
there
a round
it is.
Of applause for the viewers.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No one.
No one.
Let me try it again. Clap. Don't raise your hand. Don't do this shrug thing. Who's gonna buy an Xbox One X?
Golf clap. But what do you think about saying 42 games ahead of time, though? Because like that is one thing that irks me a little bit is like the cockiness. Like that's why I didn't like Battlefront, because they're like, we got the campaign now. It's like, well, you should have done that before, so don't get too excited. Like it just doesn't sit well with me when people are like, this press conference you're about to watch is going to be great. It's like, just do it, and we'll figure it out afterwards.
Show, don't tell.
Yeah. And I feel like Bethesda did that in a lot of ways, where it was the show, don't tell. And again, they didn't show anything that made people go, what? But I liked that they kind of gave us the forewarning of that image of there's 2 work in progress things, and they got people predicting and talking about it, and then everyone guessed what it was. So that's why people are disappointed by it. But then when we got it, I was like, all right, cool. They gave us what they said they were going to give us. And I feel like when it comes to Microsoft, I enjoyed them saying that because it was a message that they are cocky about this. And I feel like they're in a position where they need to believe in what they're doing because other people, as judged by the claps here, they're not buying it.
And I guess that's maybe what's it is like if you announce it beforehand, I get the sense that maybe you don't believe that you're kind of like saying it before that just like in case you don't believe it, we're saying it's a fact right now, so you can't dispute it because I just told you.
Yeah.
But I was proud of Xbox for not like going on and on and on about X specs. Like I was concerned. I'm like they're probably going to get into that right off the bat, and like man, I don't want to spend 20 minutes just going over all of the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
But then it was the thing too of like we're talking about 42 games. That was awesome. But then it was like to finish the conference, be like, well, of the 42, what ones do I want to talk about right now, right?
Yeah.
State of Decay, obviously, move on from there. Like, but it's personal preferences.
Yeah.
But it's like I said it on the live show, right? It was like Adam Boyes years ago described building a PSX conference that they wanted everyone to walk away from their 10 announcements with like 3 things they were excited about, right? And I felt like Xbox was the one where it was like a little harder for me to come down with even that out of 42, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I don't know. Is that true? Like for me, some of my games of the show in terms of like wow factor, Anthem and The Last Night, and both those were in the Xbox thing, and those are 2 games. Well, Last Night I hadn't heard of before.
Yeah.
And Anthem, I was totally not interested in. I'm not a BioWare guy, but seeing that, I was like, oh, I'm now interested. Like they sold me, and I think that the presentation they did at Xbox was awesome.
True.
Yeah.
True. That's a good point. So can there be a case? Ubisoft, really? People are saying they
Oh,
won?
yeah.
Just because of Beyond Good and Evil?
Well, no. I feel like Ubisoft had a really good showing of a lot of games that spoke to different people.
Yeah.
Rabbids surprised people. The
I think it was a nice
Mario-
balance. It had a little bit of everything. You know,
Yeah,
it had,
and
like,
it had a surprise.
The teaser projecting something we're probably not going to see until 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Something that we are going to see recently, like having the affirmation of Rabbids, having like surprisingly looking at it and being like, this kind of looks difficult and charming, and like I don't hate these Rabbid, you know, Mario characters as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And then I watched the gameplay. It's like, oh, it's XCOM on Switch
yeah.
with Mario. All right, yeah, okay, I could play that.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I do think that this year there's been a lot of negativity about the press conferences in general of just like, oh man, it's kind of a shitty year for E3. And I think that it's not shitty. It's just not this fantastic event that it was in prior years.
I think one of the big reasons to that, and one of the points you're driving at, is the same reason Nintendo, I think, clearly won, is because Nintendo caught us off guard. PlayStation
Absolutely.
came out, and Shadow was the big thing, right? Xbox came out, and we knew Crackdown, you knew State of Decay, you knew about the Xbox, but you knew about Scorpio, is what we called it.
And we
right?
knew Anthem was being shown.
Exactly, and so it was like you knew, like coming into all these things. Destiny's already had its event. There's all like we're getting in there, and it's like, yeah, I'm excited to know more and see more, but it's not gonna blow my hair back. This isn't something coming. This isn't Shenmue, you know, coming back.
Shenmue,
from
yeah. No, I think that overall, though, it's like it's the surprise factor that was lacking in a lot of it. But what they made up for is the fact that I think that there is more quality games shown across all the conferences than in E3 history ever.
Wow, bold claim.
I think so.
Okay, what do you
I
think? Does that
challenge
sound right?
someone. Look through every year. Make a list. Check it twice.
I'll give you this about Nintendo, Tim. Like, that Mario reveal was probably the giddiest I was during all of those press conferences.
Who
Like,
saw that coming?
Yeah.
Dinosaur thing? What the hell
they
is
got
happening?
us again. And I was actually going to make a point, you know, when we were talking about it before the press conference, that was like, I bet when we see Mario, we won't know it's Mario right away. They'll do that again. Because you saw the city before, and you saw, like, New Donk City, like, wait, what?
What's
You know,
going on?
him, like,
Yeah.
popping out of the street. And it's like, if you were to, like, grab the average Nintendo fan and be like, what is the absolute opposite of Mario? And it's like a prehistoric beast. Clearly.
Well,
It's like the
Yoshi.
last thing.
Duh, everyone knows
Next
that.
gen Yoshi.
All right, so we all agree Nintendo won?
I
think
will
so.
acquiesce. I again,
Just have an opinion, Easy Allies.
he wanted to
You
debate.
can't be everybody's
He
friend.
wanted a debate.
He's bringing it.
Just let me know when the debate's over, and then I'll,
Debate's over.
bow to-
The
okay,
debate is
okay,
over.
We'll do Nintendo.
Nintendo won? Ubisoft won? Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Bethesda
PlayStation?
won.
Bethesda?
PlayStation. Wow, Nintendo won.
Yeah. Xbox? All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Would you say Xbox and PS4 were pretty even? You know?
No.
No? Okay. Whoa, hey, whoa. Offending some people
That's
over
a
here.
topic
Yeah.
for another day.
Well,
Brandon
see-
Jones, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you guys
much,
so much for
man.
having
You
me.
can't try to have an
Everybody.
opinion now,
Oh,
Easy
j-
Allies. Get out of here. We love you.
Love you.
Bye, Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones, everybody. What a nice young man. Thank you all for watching along with us here, E3 2017. Thank you all for coming in person. You can clap for yourselves at that point. Oh, wait, what was the Jeb Bush? Please clap. Next up, State of Decay 2.
Okay,
You're getting out of here?
I'm out.
Good, thank
Yeah.
you. When it's a Greg Miller game, Greg's super excited for it. I kick everybody else out.
Really got to do it
So,
right.
yeah,
Thanks,
who's
guys.
excited for State of Decay 2? Yeah? All right, good.